So I'm so excited to show you this card that we will be making today. I got inspired by Lyndall. She did this amazing card using the alleyway stamps. I love how this card is simple yet amazing with all the negative space that it incorporates. So we're going to make this card today. I'm just going to start out with a standard size card. And I'm going to have this be a top folding card. So I'm going to score this at 5.5. Okay, so the next thing, I have this. This is the little nested rectangles. And I'm going to take the largest die here and place this kind of centered. I'm going to do this so that the edge over here is less, but all the other three sides are equal. And I'm just going to run this through the Big Shot machine. Now, when you go to run this through the Big Shot machine, remember to open your card so that you do not cut both sides. You only want to cut the top card. Okay, so here we are, and just carefully pull off that washi tape. Because that's what you don't want to do, but that's okay. I'm actually going to keep this little piece of paper and you'll see why. The next thing I'm going to do is take a pattern paper, and this is super small. It just has like a little bit of like a grid pattern, but it is from the Studio Calico Snippets paper collection. I love this paper. It's so adorable. And I am going to take and place it about there. I'm going to eyeball this, so I'm just going to make a couple tick marks. And let's have this go down to about there. And I'm just going to cut this. Okay, now there's two ways you can do this. You can place the paper on top so it looks like a piece of paper. However, I wanted it to kind of extend so it looks like I cut it all out of one piece of paper and put this on top. So the key to that for me is flipping it over, making it level here exactly how I want it. And then grabbing some Scotch tape and butting the two, the seams up together, so the two edges, and taping it down really well. Okay, so I'm going to take and use this stamp set today. This is the Bacon Bit stamp set from thealleyway.stamps.com. So I am going to do the sentiment that says, I love you more than bacon. Grab actually my stamp press for this. So you VersaFine ink for this. And really press that down. And I like to hold it just for a second because I like for the ink to actually go into the paper. And I just feel like it gives it a better image. So I'm going to set this aside for a second. I'm going to grab a couple pieces of paper, scratch paper here. I'm going to use Memento Tuxedo black ink for this. And the reason why is because I'm going to be using Copic markers to color. So I'll just ink this up. The bacon piece I'm going to do, I'm going to do twice. Oh, that one didn't work. So I'm just going to quickly color these with Copic markers. And then I'm going to grab Face It, which is another stamp set from the Alleyway Stamps. And I think. Yeah. So this one I'm going to take, ink it up 2 times on some white cardstock first, using VersaFine ink. And then I'm going to place this like this and these two kind of next to each other. So I'm going to stamp these kind of where I want them. Just cut these eyes out. Okay, so I want the eyes to be kind of popped up off of the actual bacon here. So I have these little tiny foam dots here. I'm gonna cut it in half. And then kind of push that down there so it really stays down. And then do the other. Okay, next I'm going to flip my card over here, take a piece of transparency and some glossy accents, and then just lightly, and when I say lightly, I mean like super light, because you don't want it to smear through and then you can see it on the other side. So just lightly go around it and then take a piece of transparency and stick that down. And then I like to take either a piece of paper, like a scratch piece of paper, really quickly and kind of go around the edges to pick up, and flip it, of course, because you don't want to leave it down, but to pick up the other residue of the glossy accents that didn't stick to the transparency. So there's that. All right, now we are going to place our little bacon and eggs down here. The bacon I'm going to adhere directly down to the card using my tape runner. And then the eggs, I am going to use some foam adhesive and have it go on top of the bacon and the eggs a little bit. I'm going to take this piece of paper, it's the same paper pad here, and I'm going to cut it down to fit inside this card. And then I'm going to take and adhere this directly down to the inside of the card. And remember I said to save that little piece of paper here? This is the reason why. So take your piece of paper. I'm going to use that and put adhesive on the wrong side. So it's going to go like this. However, I'm going to take it here, lay this on top here. I'm going to need some more adhesive. There we go. So lay that on top there. When you close this very carefully, card, rub it down really well so the adhesive side was up on that piece. I don't know if you could see that, which places a piece of paper here for you to write on. Just going to take my scissors and cut off the excess. Some big scissors for this, it makes it a lot easier in one swipe. Okay, now decorating the inside of the card. I don't usually decorate the inside of my card, but if I make it a point to make a space for writing, I like to add a little bit of something. So I'm going to just take that same egg stamp. And this is, I'm using the Color Box My Favorite Things Lemon Drop. Just inking that up. And let me put a piece of paper so we can go off the edge. Okay, so this card wouldn't be complete without a little bit of shimmer or shine. So I'm going to take the Wink of Stella, this is just in clear, and quickly go over the bacon with this. Give it a little sizzle look. And the white part of the egg. Then I am going to take my glossy accents and go over the eyes. And the yellow part of the egg, the yolk. So that is our card today. It's super cute and I love how it opens up, and inside there's some eggs waiting also. And I love this little peekaboo window here. So it looks like that the negative space is actually patterned paper, but when you open it up, it gives you a little bit of a surprise. So thank you to Lyndall for inspiring me to make this card. And I hope that this inspires you to go and create something that's perfectly imperfect. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Bye.